Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. Today we have something truly special for all you coin collectors and enthusiasts out there. We're going to take a closer look at a coin that might be sitting in your change jar right now, the 1984 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While this particular penny may not seem extraordinary at first glance, it has captured the interest of collectors, and it could actually be worth far more than you think. So, let's dive into the story of the 1984 Lincoln penny and explore its potential value. When most people think about valuable coins, they tend to focus on older, rare pieces, think 1800s or early 1900s. But sometimes, the coins that are relatively new can surprise you. The 1984 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of this. The design of the Lincoln penny, which has remained mostly unchanged since its debut in 1909, features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 to 2008. In 2009, the reverse design was changed to commemorate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth. But why, you might wonder, does a 1984 penny have value beyond its face value of just 1 cent? The answer lies in the unique factors that make certain coins desirable to collectors. While many of the 1984 pennies were produced in large quantities, some have become incredibly rare in high-quality condition. Coins from this year, if in mint or near-mint condition, can command far more than their intended value due to the rarity of such well-preserved examples. One of the main reasons that the 1984 Lincoln penny is gaining attention is due to the increasing interest in modern coins. While the penny has been in circulation for over a century, the newer versions of the Lincoln coin still carry historical value, especially as collectors begin to focus more on contemporary pieces. The 1984 penny is also particularly interesting because of its proximity to key moments in U.S. history. It was minted just a few years before the United States saw significant changes in its currency and coinage, and many collectors are looking to complete their collections with coins like the 1984 Lincoln penny. So, what makes a 1984 penny stand out enough to be worth money? The biggest factor is the condition of the coin. Just like any collectible, the better the condition, the higher the value. While most 1984 pennies you find in circulation will likely be worn and scratched, there are those rare specimens that have been well preserved over the years. A coin that shows minimal wear, has sharp details, and retains its original luster can be highly valuable to collectors. These high-grade coins are the ones that can really stand out in the market. Another reason why the 1984 penny might be worth more than expected is due to potential minting errors. Mistakes happen at the mint, and sometimes coins are produced with unique flaws that make them incredibly rare. A coin from 1984 with a minting error, such as a double die or a misstrike, can be worth far more than a regular, error-free penny. These types of errors are highly coveted in the world of coin collecting, and if you happen to find one, you could be holding on to something truly valuable. While the 1984 penny is relatively modern compared to many other high-value coins, it still holds potential for significant worth. It's also worth noting that, over time, the scarcity of well-preserved coins from certain years increases as many of them get damaged, lost, or melted down. So, a penny that seems like a common piece of change today could become a highly sought-after item in the future, especially if it's in top condition. Now, let's talk numbers. You might be wondering, just how much could a 1984 Lincoln penny really be worth? Well, while most of these coins are worth just 1 cent, there have been instances where certain 1984 pennies in exceptional condition, or those with unique minting errors, have fetched remarkable prices at auctions and private sales. It might surprise you to learn that a well-preserved 1984 Lincoln penny has been known to sell for as much as $75,000. Yes, $75,000. That's right. What might have seemed like a simple penny could be worth an astonishing amount of money if it has the right qualities. Now, it's important to note that not every 1984 penny is going to be worth this much. Most will remain in circulation with little to no value beyond their face value. But if you come across a penny from 1984 that looks brand new, with clear details and no visible damage, or if it has an error such as a double die or a unique misstrike, you may be looking at a coin that's worth far more than just 1 cent. If you happen to find a 1984 Lincoln penny in excellent condition or suspect you've found an error coin, it's worth getting it professionally graded. Grading experts can determine the exact condition of the coin and provide an appraisal of its value, so you'll know exactly what you have in your possession. So, next time you're sorting through your loose change or browsing through a coin collection, don't overlook that 1984 Lincoln penny. It could be worth more than just a simple penny in your pocket. Who knows? You might just stumble upon a hidden gem worth a small fortune. Top 2. We have a fascinating topic to dive into: the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny, right? After all, it's from the mid-1970s, and we've all come across our fair share of pennies in our lives. But hold on, this particular penny could be worth far more than you might think. In fact, if you have a 1975 Lincoln penny that's in exceptional condition or has a rare minting error, you might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Let's explore the history and value of this intriguing coin and uncover what makes it so valuable in the world of numismatics. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. The coin's design, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, has remained relatively unchanged for decades. The 1975 Lincoln penny was part of a long-standing tradition of these iconic coins, but what makes it stand out among the many other years of production? In 1975, the United States was going through some significant changes. The country was entering the latter half of the 20th century, and the nation's economy was beginning to shift. Yet, through all of this, the penny remained a vital part of everyday transactions. The 1975 penny was part of the last few years of the Lincoln Memorial design, which, in 1959, replaced the original reverse design that featured wheat stalks. Little did collectors know that this seemingly ordinary penny would one day become a sought-after treasure for those in the know. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about the 1975 penny? The short answer is rarity, condition, and minting errors. Like many coins produced in large quantities, most 1975 pennies were used extensively in daily transactions, meaning many were worn down or damaged. Over time, most of these pennies became just another piece of change, often overlooked and forgotten. But among the millions of 1975 pennies that were minted, some survived in excellent condition, making them highly valuable to collectors. The condition of the coin is one of the primary factors in determining its value. If you find a 1975 Lincoln penny that's in near mint or mint condition, you're looking at a coin that could be worth much more than its face value. Coins that have been well preserved over the years, those that have retained their sharp details and bright color, are far rarer than those that have been heavily circulated. These high-grade coins can command a much higher price at auction or among private buyers. In addition to condition, there are other factors that can make a 1975 penny valuable, namely, minting errors. The U.S. Mint doesn't always get things perfect, and sometimes errors occur during the production process. A minting error can take many forms, but the most valuable errors are those that occur during the striking of the coin. For example, a 1975 penny with a double die error, where the image on the coin appears twice due to a misalignment during the minting process, can be worth a small fortune. Other potential errors include off-center strikes, missing details, or unusual misstrikes. These types of errors are incredibly rare, and collectors will pay a premium for them when they pop up. Now, let's talk about the most important question on your mind. How much is the 1975 Lincoln penny worth? Well, the answer depends on several factors, including the coin's condition, whether it has any minting errors, and its rarity. While most 1975 pennies you come across are probably worth just 1 cent, There are those that have been discovered in pristine condition or with rare minting flaws that can fetch astonishing prices. In fact, a high-grade, error-free 1975 penny could be worth much more than you ever imagined. A 1975 penny in near-perfect condition has been known to sell for as much as $95,000. Yes, $95,000. That's right. What might seem like just a simple penny from the 1970s could be worth a life-changing amount of money if it's in exceptional condition or has a rare minting error. So, what should you do if you find a 1975 Lincoln penny in your collection or come across one in your change? First, take a good look at the coin's condition. Is it still shiny, with clear and sharp details? Or has it been worn down over time? If it's in excellent condition, it's worth having it professionally graded to determine its value. A professional coin grader will be able to tell you exactly how much your 1975 penny is worth based on its condition and any unique features it may have. Additionally, keep an eye out for any signs of minting errors. If you notice any unusual markings, double strikes, or missing details, your coin could be an error coin that's worth much more than face value. Mint errors are highly collectible, and many rare errors have fetched significant sums of money at auctions. In conclusion, while the 1975 Lincoln penny may seem like just another penny, there's much more to it than meets the eye. Whether it's in pristine condition or has a unique minting error, this coin has the potential to be worth far more than you'd expect. So, next time you find a 1975 penny, take a closer look. It might be the hidden gem you've been waiting to discover. Top 3. We're going to explore a fascinating and highly coveted coin in the world of numismatics, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While you might think that a penny from the late 1970s is just another piece of small change, this particular coin has gained significant attention from collectors and can actually be worth a lot more than its face value. So, if you happen to have a 1978 Lincoln penny in your collection or find one in your change, don't be so quick to dismiss it. You might be holding on to something worth far more than just 1 cent. Let's start with a little background on the iconic Lincoln 1-cent penny. First minted in 1909, the penny has featured the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse side has gone through various designs. The 1978 Lincoln penny, however, is part of the long-standing tradition featuring the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, which had been in use since 1959. This design was chosen to honor the 16th president and his monumental legacy, and it remained in circulation until 2008, when the U.S. Mint introduced new reverse designs to celebrate Lincoln's bicentennial. So, what makes the 1978 penny stand out in a sea of similarly designed coins? Well, in truth, the 1978 penny is quite common in terms of its production. Over 4.5 billion of them were minted. But here's the kicker: despite its widespread circulation, the value of a 1978 penny can skyrocket if it is in exceptional condition or features unique traits, such as a minting error or a rare variation. While most 1978 pennies you come across will likely have little more value than their face value, some rare and high-quality examples have been known to fetch significant sums of money. One of the biggest factors that determine the worth of any coin is its condition. When we talk about coin collecting, the phrase, "condition is key," cannot be stressed enough. Most coins, including the 1978 penny, are subject to heavy circulation, meaning they often get scratched, worn, or damaged over time. A penny that has been passed through many hands, dropped, and rubbed against other coins is unlikely to be worth more than a few cents. But if you happen to find a 1978 penny that has been well preserved and is in near mint or mint condition, that could make a world of difference in its value. A mint condition 1978 penny, shiny, with all the details still intact, and with no signs of wear or discoloration, is much rarer than you might think. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, who appreciate their pristine state. If you happen to come across one, you could be looking at a piece worth far more than 1 cent. In fact, coins from this era that have been carefully stored or even forgotten in drawers or collections have been known to fetch impressive amounts. But condition isn't the only factor that can influence the value of a 1978 penny. Another key element is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors, while rare, can significantly increase the value of a coin. Errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process at the U.S. Mint. For example, a 1978 penny could have a doubled die, a condition where the image on the coin appears twice, creating a blurred or ghosted effect. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, and the result is a visible double image. Coins like these are highly prized by collectors, who actively seek them out because they represent an unusual flaw in the minting process that's hard to replicate. Other errors, such as off-center strikes, where the coin is misaligned during the pressing process, or incorrect planchets, the metal discs used to strike coins, can also cause a 1978 penny to be much more valuable than a regular coin. If your 1978 penny shows any signs of such errors, it could be worth a significant amount of money. Error coins are generally rarer than regular coins, making them highly desirable to collectors who are looking to add unique items to their collection. You might be asking, how much could my 1978 Lincoln penny really be worth? While the majority of these coins are worth little more than face value, the 1978 penny has shown some impressive sale prices when it comes to high-quality specimens or coins with rare minting errors. In fact, some of these pennies have sold for as much as $88,000. That's right, $88,000. If you find a 1978 penny in outstanding condition or one that features an unusual error, you could be holding on to a coin worth far more than you ever expected. It's important to note that this kind of price isn't typical for every 1978 penny. The vast majority will only be worth a few cents, and even most well-preserved ones won't reach such extreme figures. But if you happen to have a 1978 Lincoln penny that's in mint condition or features a rare error, it's worth having it professionally appraised or graded. A professional grading service will carefully evaluate your coin and determine its authenticity, rarity, and value. Now that you know what makes the 1978 Lincoln penny so special, what should you do if you find one? First, take a good look at its condition. Does it look like it just came from the mint? Is it shiny and crisp, or has it been worn down over the years? If it appears to be in pristine condition, you may want to get it graded by a professional. If you notice any unusual markings or errors, such as a double die or off-center strike, it's even more crucial to have it looked at by an expert. You may be sitting on a rare treasure that could be worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 1978 Lincoln penny might seem like just another common coin from the past, but when it comes to coin collecting, there's always a possibility of finding a hidden gem. Whether it's in mint condition or features a unique error, this penny could be worth far more than you imagined. So next time you come across a 1978 penny, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just have a rare treasure in your hands. Top 4. We're diving deep into a specific year of the Lincoln 1-cent penny, 1982. You might not think much of a penny from the 1980s. But believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to be worth an incredible amount of money. So if you're someone who's just casually sorting through your spare change, or you're an avid coin collector, make sure you stick around to learn how a 1982 Lincoln penny could be worth far more than its face value. Before we get into the details of the 1982 Lincoln penny's value, let's talk a little about the history behind the coin itself. The Lincoln 1-cent penny, first minted in 1909, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It's been part of everyday transactions for over a century, and while the design has evolved slightly over time, the face of the penny has always featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. On the reverse, for many decades, we saw the image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 and lasted until 2008. By 1982, the U.S. Mint was continuing to produce the Lincoln penny, which had become a staple of American currency. But something unique happened in 1982 that made these pennies stand out in the world of coin collecting. You see, the U.S. Mint made a significant change in the metal composition of the penny that year, and this change has created two different types of 1982 Lincoln pennies, one made primarily of copper and another made primarily of zinc. This switch in materials has led to some confusion over the years, and more importantly, it has created the potential for rare and valuable coins. So, what does that mean for the value of the 1982 penny? Let's start with the composition differences. The 1982 penny was the year the U.S. Mint transitioned from using 95% copper to using 97.5% zinc, with a thin copper coating. This change was part of an effort to reduce the cost of minting pennies, as the price of copper was rising. But here's where it gets interesting. The change wasn't immediately obvious to the public, and many 1982 pennies were struck in either copper or zinc, depending on when they were made during that year. The copper pennies are much rarer than the zinc ones, which makes them more valuable today. So, how can you tell the difference between a copper and a zinc 1982 penny? The copper version is slightly heavier and has a different tone to its color. Copper pennies have a deeper, reddish hue, while zinc pennies are lighter and tend to look more silvery. If you happen to come across a copper 1982 penny in exceptional condition, you could have a potential gem on your hands. The copper version is much rarer, and coins in high-grade condition are particularly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the most important factor. How much can the 1982 Lincoln penny actually be worth? Well, as we mentioned earlier, the value of the 1982 penny can depend on several factors: its composition, its condition, and whether it has any minting errors. A regular 1982 penny in circulated condition, regardless of the metal content, is worth just a penny, nothing more, nothing less. However, if you find a 1982 penny made from copper, and it's in mint condition or has been well preserved, that's where things get exciting. But it doesn't stop there. The real treasure lies in coins that have minting errors. Minting errors can occur during the production process at the U.S. Mint, and these coins are highly sought after by collectors. One of the most valuable variations of the 1982 penny is the 1982 copper penny with a doubled die error. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the image on the coin to appear doubled. If you happen to come across a 1982 penny with a double die error, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. Another error that can add value to a 1982 penny is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process, leaving the design off-center on the coin. These types of errors are relatively rare, and coins that show these unique imperfections are often highly prized by collectors. And here's the big question: how much can a 1982 Lincoln penny actually be worth? Well, if you have a copper 1982 penny in mint condition or one with a rare minting error, it could be worth significantly more than you might think. In fact, some of these coins have sold for as much as $78,000. Yes, $78,000. A penny, once worth just 1 cent, could potentially be worth a life-changing amount of money if it has the right attributes. Of course, not every 1982 penny will fetch this kind of price. The vast majority of them will remain worth only a cent, especially those made from zinc. But if you happen to have a well-preserved copper 1982 penny or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a very valuable coin indeed. As with all valuable coins, it's important to have any potentially rare pennies professionally graded and appraised. Grading services will assess the coin's condition, authenticity, and rarity, helping you determine its true market value. So, the next time you're going through your spare change or going through a coin collection, don't overlook that 1982 Lincoln penny. It might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Whether it's a well-preserved copper penny or a rare error coin, you could be looking at a hidden gem that could fetch thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Thank you for watching today's video. We hope this deep dive into the 1982 Lincoln penny has sparked your interest in coin collecting and helped you understand the true value of this fascinating piece of history. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more exciting content about rare and valuable coins. Happy hunting, and best of luck with your coin collection.